Yes, people, we keep it moving and we keep improving. Let's get straight into it. Why aren't you getting the results that you want? And the reason being is you're not tracking those macros and you don't know your numbers. It's as simple as that, people. When I first started in 2008, we had no MyFitnessPal or no tracking apps then. But because I was so overweight at the time and I changed my lifestyle and started training, I dropped body fat and I got into a decent shape. It wasn't the best shape, but I got into some sort of shape. But to get to another level and get to the actual physique you want and leanness you want, you need to know your numbers and your ratios. You have to know your numbers. So instead of making a mistake that I made back in the day, start tracking your macros from the beginning. Learn your nutrients, learn your protein, your carbohydrates and your fats. Learn what's going in your body. So when you're going food shopping, don't just look at the aisle as, I like that chicken. As soon as you look at that chicken, be like Neo in the Matrix, you will look and straight away you will vision, okay, this chicken's gonna have this amount of protein in, it's got that amount of fats in, it has no carbohydrates, this fits me, this suits what I'm doing. You look at the salmon, you know straight away the salmon breakdown, look at the packet, read the nutritional value. Don't just eat for the sake of eating, if it's healthy or not. If you're just eating healthy food, which is a great thing to start with, you still want to know the data and how your body responds to certain foods. Don't just eat for the sake of eating. Know what you're eating, know why you're eating it, know why you need more protein, know why you need good fats, know why you need good carbohydrates. You know what I mean? So understand the macros that are going in your body. And this is what I learned further on in my life. I've always got into decent shape, but I didn't get to the optimum shape that I really wanted because I didn't dial it in during the process. And I'm not saying everyone has to jump and start tracking. If you're 30-40% body fat and change your habits straight away and start eating healthier foods, yes, you will drop body fat for a long period of time. But when you start want to see certain things, you want to start seeing your core, you want to start seeing muscle definition, you want to start seeing your traps, you want to start seeing vascularity, you need to start tracking numbers. So I'm not saying everyone has to track their numbers and track their macros. You can track your macros for different benefits. You can just track your macros to understand what's going in your body. But don't just eat blindfolded without knowing what you're eating. Eating healthy is great, yes, but understand what's in those foods. I've winged it a lot of times. I've gone low carbs. I've gone low fat when I never knew what I was doing. I've done loads of cardio and still plateaued and haven't dropped the body fat I wanted to drop, and all because I didn't know my numbers or knew what I was chipping away at. When you start understanding about how proteins and fats and carbohydrates work, you can start playing and adjusting numbers and start messing around with stuff. Like what I do, I keep my protein high, my carbohydrates and my fats at a moderate level, and I adjust my fats and carbohydrates as I go along, just on a normal week. But I'll explain that more in my other video I'm going to do with in my end of the month review based on my fat loss journey. So I'll talk about what I've adjusted and what I've done in my next video. But when you understand how to adjust and how to play with things, you'll be in a great place. You know what I mean? Keep that protein high, play with them carbohydrates, play with them good fats, and you'll be in a great place. You just got to understand how your body works. Like I said, everyone's got different data to their body. Like a quick rule of thumb, something average for everybody, do the 40-30-30. So protein's 40%, carbohydrates 30%, and your fats 30%. Start with that. If that doesn't fit you and you need more protein or you need more carbohydrates or you need a bit more fats, you can adjust those ratios through an app. I use MyFitnessPal. I don't track calories, I track my macros, but that's another conversation again in another video. So a lot of people as well just think about calories in and calories out, and I spoke about this before. Like a calorie is not just a calorie. If you're in a calorie deficit and you're eating shit calories in that deficit, you're not going to look any better. When you drop a bit of weight, yeah, but you're going to look shit. So this is why I say everybody in their life at some point needs to track their macros and understand what goes in their body. Don't just eat chicken because I said chicken is good for you. Don't just eat a steak because I said eat a steak. Don't just eat sweet potato because I said eat sweet potato. understand the nutritional value inside that potato, inside that steak, inside that chicken. Understand what you're eating, because everyone's got different data with their body. You know what I mean? So understand what works for you. But what I will say works for everybody is eating healthier and being better. You will be great. So I'm not saying you got to track for the rest of your life, but just understand how much fat's in salmon. Work out per 100 gram what's inside this. So like I said before, when you're going food shopping, don't just pick off the shelves of everything. Oh, that's chicken, I like that. Read the back of it, understand the nutritional value, understand how much you're having at the time. And I would suggest everybody as well, weigh your food. Weighing's key. You can understand, if I'm having 200 gram of chicken, okay, this 200 gram of chicken has got, for example, 30 gram of protein, 40 gram of protein, it's got 10 gram of fat, 0.5 carbohydrates or 0 carbohydrates. So you understand what you're taking in through the day. The more you understand that data through the day, you can adjust your macros through the week that suits you, around your training, around your lifestyle, or around going out for food with your partner or whoever. Does that make sense, people? So I'll suggest everyone in their lifetime should track their macros, and you will get better results. I have better results by tracking. I don't track it every day because I kind of know my ratios and what I'm doing. But if you're new to it, I would suggest track for a while till you understand how much protein is in 200 gram of a sirloin steak, how much is in 250 gram of chicken. When I weigh my Greek yogurt, how much protein am I getting out of this? A scoop of whey protein, how much protein is in that? When you start understanding your numbers and start looking at things different, instead of just looking at it as I'm hungry, I'm going to eat this, your physique will taper in and get even better than what it was, and you will drop body fat accordingly. I promise you. So yeah, I do suggest everybody in their lifetime tracks their macros and weighs their food also. Weighing is a major thing. We can naturally put an extra spoonful of something on a plate. We can scoop out more peanut butter on a spoon and think, oh, this is alright, it's only a tablespoon. But I guarantee you, when you're scooping that tablespoon of peanut butter, it's not just 1 tablespoon, it's probably 2 or 3 on that spoon. When you put in your olive oil in your pan to cook your steak or cook whatever meat you're cooking, make sure you're using tablespoons, or use the spray light to put your oil in your pan. If you're over pouring, all these things add up to what you've consumed through the week. So all of that adds up. So when you understand your portion controls, the amount you're eating, the amount of nutrition you're taking in, the amount of protein you're taking in, the amount of fats and carbohydrates you take in, you will perform better, you will look better, and you will feel better. And again, people, I'm not saying you need to track for the rest of your life. I've only tracked previously now. I've never tracked in my life, but if I did track and adjust things in 2010, 2008, 2012, whatever, I think I would have had a better physique and would have understood more about nutritional value instead of just eating healthy. I'm not saying eating healthy is a bad thing. I'm just saying if you've got a certain body fat percentage you want to get to, or a certain physique you want to get to, eventually you have to start tracking. So if you're someone that's, like I said, if you're someone that's 40%, 30% body fat, you don't have to track to drop body fat, but I would say track to understand the nutritional value. There's a difference. So I track now, not for body fat, I just track based on the nutritional value, and if I want to have a high carb day, I'll go on the app and have a look, okay, I'm going to have these carbs today, I'm going to have this, I'm going to taper this back down tomorrow. I just like to know the numbers. Like, even though I know the numbers to a degree, it's just good to be accurate with the numbers. You know what I mean? So I'm not tracking based on, I've got to drop body fat or whatever. I'm doing it more on the nutritional value, or if I get to a plateau where for a good month or so I look the same, I haven't really moved off the scales, I would change my fat or adjust my carbohydrates. That's what I use the app for. You know what I mean? So everyone can use the app for different reasons. It doesn't have to be just for fat loss. It can be just to understand how to eat and know about the amount of proteins in your food. So if you're going out for dinner at a restaurant and you think, you know what, I want a ribeye steak off the menu, you kind of know that ribeye steak has got, like, for example, 25 to 30 gram of protein in, it's got this amount of fats in, Or if you want a leaner cut, go for a sirloin, or you can go for a fillet if you want to be even cleaner and have the leanest cuts. So it all depends on what you want to do for you and your data for your body and where you're at on your fat loss goal. I hope that all makes sense, people. So again, I'll say it again, everybody in their life should track and learn nutrition, the value of the food they're eating. Don't just buy stuff because you've heard it's healthy. Don't just buy a low fat yogurt because you think because it's low fat it's healthy. Read the ingredients and compare that low fat yogurt to a full fat yogurt, and you'll be surprised at the ratios and the ingredients of what you're seeing. You know what I mean? There's a difference with a lot of stuff. There's good fats and there's bad fats. There's refined carbs, there's complex carbs. You know what I mean? A chocolate bar could have 0.3 gram of protein in, doesn't mean it's a good source of nutrition for your body. So everyone should learn their macros, their proteins, their fats and carbohydrates to get the physique that you want, in my opinion. But that's all, people. We keep it moving and we keep improving. Be extraordinary and dare to be different.